Meeting called to order. Roll call.
Dr. Robinson. Here. Mr. West.
Here.
Dr. Johnson. Here. Mrs. Ware. Here. Mr. James.
Here. Everybody's present. Anything on the agenda need to be changed at this time?
Yes. Mr. President, I'd like to ask that item 8.10 be moved to executive session.
Okay.
I would like 8.1 move to executive session.
There it is. Okay, that's it. Give adoption of the agenda.
Move that we adopt the agenda as amended.
Second.
Moving second, all in favor?
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Whereas
Mr. President, can I just make a clarification on those requests, that the request would be that they're moved to close the
closing
termination.
time
Okay.
to determine it.
Do we need to amend the motion again for
No,
the,
no,
make sure that's a part of the record.
All right, public comment. Okay, recognitions, 5.1, Mr. Fields.
Mr. James, members of the board, it's a great day to be a Bulldog. You can see the room is packed because we are recognizing some very special students today. First, we would like to recognize our FCCLA students, family, career, and community leaders of America. And I know that Cleveland Moore and Reynolds and Jackson are very proud of these students. So when I call your name, please come to receive your recognition. Natchez-Adams School District. Hey, sweetie, how you doing? Natchez-Adams School District presents this certificate of recognition in recognition for winning first place in nutrition and wellness at the state FCCLA competition. This is the group. They're going to national. Y'all were at the high school. Glory. What day was it? Whatever day it was, they know they cook.
You can verify that.
Oh, yes, sir. They joke about me at the high school. I don't miss those kind of things now. You know, something go on, I kind of take my time getting there, make sure everything. When they cooking, I'm first in line. All right. Alexia Haynes. What's that red chain? I love it. Trayshawn Perry. Zion Gibbons. Callie Martin. Let's give him another hand. You know what I need to do to get a nice red jacket.
So those young ladies will travel to Seattle, Washington, I believe it's in June. June. They will travel with their sponsor, Mrs. Deborah Allen, to competition in June. I think one was for a presentation on salad presentation. The other was it wellness nutrition? Wellness and nutrition. So, I know Mrs. Allen, I don't know.
I was going to volunteer.
All right, next we want to recognize the students for our early childhood program. First, Carolina Smith. At the state FCC LA competition, Carolina got first place in fine motor skills, gross motor skills, eye and dental care. Terriana Calvin. First place in fine motor skills, gross motor skills, eye and dental care. Zakia Grayson. Second place in science activity, water filtration, and lesson plan. Love Carroll. Love got third place in job interviewing with the portfolio. Maya Washington. Now, Maya participated in the storybook category. Elena Hughes. Participation in the student-made learning games category. And Jalen Davis. Participation in student-made learning games category.
So we salute those young. We also salute their awesome teacher, Mrs. Anita Gutter.
Miss, am I doing better too? Okay. Well, I know I see Miss Gutter here. Let me go ahead and make this presentation. Our FCC LA group won the competition for the lapel pin. Mr. Moore?
Yes, sir.
Thomas just got fired.
Mr. Moore?
Yes, sir. I see it. I see it.
Yes, sir. But Miss McDonald Green is looking for her lapel pin.
You too.
Sir?
We do have treats.
Praise God. I live to fight another 30 days.
Board members, thank you all so much. We want you to wear them, often. We know some have many jackets. Mr. Amos has lots of clothes, so I only have one pen though. Thank you all so much.
I want to present them with their official plaque for winning that competition. You got your student? Praise the Lord. I'm gonna take a picture with you. Come on.
And we will wear them proudly. Those are nice.
Yes, indeed.
Natchez-Adams, our corn goes well together.
I agree. And we had some students, y'all, to go to the Beta Convention and just turn it out. Special recognition, Zalik Patton in recognition for winning 4th place in the spelling bee at the 2024 State Beta Convention. Kyla Singleton, 5th place in poetry. Tyler McDonald, 5th place in robotics. Joshua Poole, 5th place, robotics. Zalik Patton again, 5th place, robotics. Malachi White, 5th place, robotics. Known as King. Zion Cornett, 5th place, robotics. Chastity Chapman, 5th place robotics. Kahari McNeil, 4th place small group performance. Ari McDonald, 4th place small group performance. Callie Williams, 4th place small group performance. Zanaya Jackson, 4th place small group. Zania. Miriam Moore, 4th place, small group performance. Sanaya Warner, 4th place, small group performance. One beneath the shade of giant trees. Kamora Bailey, 4th place, small group performance. There she is, Miss Necka. Kiara Meriday, 4th place, small group performance. Christian Harris, 4th place in the Quiz Bowl at the State Convention. Cynthia Reed, 4th place, Quiz Bowl. Tamia Green, 4th place, Quiz Bowl. And Trakima Beckham, 4th place, Quiz Bowl. See, we printed them.
Their sponsor, the Natchez Early College Beta Club sponsor, Ms. Lacey James.
And I see we have Ms. Elena Hughes, her recognition for the Student-Made Learning Games category.
I just want to say, Mr. Fields, that she actually finished my class last year and wanted to come back this year to participate for LCCLA competition. She was one of the ones that won last year, 1st place, and participated in nationals last year to Denver, Colorado.
Okay, yeah, 5.3,
Jackson.
start student.
Good afternoon, Mr. James, members of the board, Ms. Macon Green. Before I start on my presentation, Mr. Briggs, he was outside. He's also one of our beta sponsors as well.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
So the Mississippi Economic Council sets forth guidelines for schools and districts to appoint their STAR student. One of the biggest criteria that students have to meet is that they have to score at least a 25 on the ACT. Well, they go a step further and say they have to have at least a 93 average in all 4 classes. So when they first start earning Carnegie units, which is 7th grade for a lot of these students. So the student that I'm about to recognize as Natchez Early College STAR student far exceeds those criteria. The requirement of 25, this student has a 31 with a 32 super score on the ACT, which puts her in the 98th percentile for the state and the 95th percentile for the nation. She has a near perfect score in both reading and English, which is a 35 out of 36. So I would like to present to you all Miss Tavia Morris. So students, once they're appointed as a STAR student, they get to select their STAR teacher, which is the teacher that has made a great impact on their educational journey. And this student has selected for the second year in a row, this teacher is Miss Kendra Williams. And 8th grade science. So congratulations, Ms. Williams, and thank you for making an impact on our students.
It's just so beautiful.
So I also would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge another student who has made great achievements when it comes to the ACT. So we have 2 students in the ACT 30+ club, Tavia being one of those. And the second student that I would like to recognize today, which is an upcoming senior, she's currently a junior, and that is Miss Angelica King. But Angelica has a 32 composite, a 33 super score, and she has a perfect score in reading or English and a 35 in the other. I can't remember, I may have it vice versa.
And she can flat foot sing.
And her stiletto heels.
You better know.
Congratulations.
Thank
Thank you.
All right, 5.5.
Good afternoon, Mr. James, members of the board, Superintendent Spring. We are presenting our data report as required by Mrs. Department of Education. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. She's loading it. I'll just mention that the top portion of the report, the third benchmark data assessment, that has not changed because we have not taken another benchmark assessment since the last. So that data is the same. So we will just look at the data in regards to our attendance and discipline.
Well, how's it going over there, Ms. Reynolds?
It's better.
Okay.
We started off smooth sailing, hit some rough
Okay.
spots, but I think we're back.
Okay.
Got from something hard. We're starting to sail smoothly again. Can you just scroll down because it's the same. Oh, is it? Okay. So we are actually presenting the April data today. And our enrollment for the month of April remained the same as March, 635 students. Our students, average daily attendance, percentage was 89.33% for April. We had 42% of our students with 2 or more absences for the month, which is considered chronic. Our teacher attendance rate, was also at 64%. And our number of discipline referrals was 151. We have finally received our, allocation for the 24 school year, which will be $53,942 from, MDE due to being allocated as a, targeted school of improvement in math. So we will get to, use that money for extra support to address that deficit. And that is all I have at this time. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, item 6, approve the April 23rd, 2024 special meeting minutes, and approve of May 17, 2024 special meeting minutes. Can we get approval?
So moved.
Second.
And second, all in favor?
Aye.
It passes 5-0. Okay, approval of, consent items. Can we get that?
If there's no objection, I move that we approve all of the consent items as listed.
Second.
Move the second, all in favor?
Aye.
Passes 5-0. 8.2. Is that? Yeah. It's 8.
Yeah.
Oh, it's legal already? Okay. All right. Afternoon.
Item 8.2, approval of the claim dockets and acceptance of financial reports. Before you should include the claim dockets for which dated April 12th, April 26th. Additionally, the April 2024 financial reports, expenditure budget, and capital project summary are attached as well. If there aren't any questions, it is recommended that the board approve the aforementioned claim dockets and accept the 5 required financial reports as presented.
Okay.
So moved. Second.
We move the second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passes 5-0. 8.3.
8.3, Mr. James, members of the board, is a request for approval of student travel. Both of these travels are out of district. One request is for the Beta Club to travel to Baton Rouge. Unfortunately, because of the cost associated with travel to South Carolina for the National Beta Convention, we were not able to, students were not able to, we didn't have the funds. So, one compromise that we have allowed them this trip. The next convention is in Orlando, Florida, next summer. We are going to start early fundraising so that we can get them to the national competition next year. And all of the students that were presented today are actually they will return as students next year. So they will still be afforded that opportunity to attend national convention. The second request is for out-of-state overnight travel for our cheer squad at Natchez High School. Last budget season, there was discussions about the board wishes that we support cheer as we do other sports. And so this is one of our ways of addressing that. And so they will travel to Louisiana State University for their cheer camp. And so the recommendation is that the board approves these travel requests.
Let me ask you a question. On the Beta Club, trip is not, that you're not gonna make, you said you already raised enough money. When we helped them with that financially, or was it totally up to
So
how much
in the
money?
past, in the past, the board has supported, but because of the number of organizations that we are having who are traveling, out of state, we were not able to provide that assistance this year.
Okay. But we have in the past.
Yes, we have in the past.
Okay.
So we're just gonna take them to Blue Bible?
For this summer, that the children accepted that, they came up with that idea. And again, that's with the understanding that we're gonna work to get them to Orlando next summer.
Okay, and it's no cost?
No,
I move that we accept it.
I second.
It's been moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Passes 5-0. 8.4, Ms. Butler. Butler.
she is, Ms. Butler, unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, Mr. James, members of the board, Superintendent Green, and other central office leadership. Cathedral School is requesting their participation in ACT. ACT is a national exam. It is administered to all 11th graders. However, their goal, I'm sorry, some technical issues. Okay. I'm going in. Okay. ACT is a data science and research organization to help more people navigate their paths to success. As you all know, ACT is a national exam. In the state of Mississippi, MDE, the Mississippi Department of Education, pays for all 11th graders to take the ACT. However, teachers at Cathedral Catholic School will participate in the AIM, a part of ACT. The AIM, professional development in science, English, reading, and English. Virtual courses to obtain knowledge and materials to enhance their instruction and improve student performance, and improve student performance on the ACT and other summative assessments. Cathedral Catholic School is recommending that the Natchez-Adams School District, Board of Education, and Superintendent approve for their teachers to participate in the AIM, Science, English, and Reading Virtual Workshop. Thank you.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes 5-0. All right, 8.5.
Ms. Jackson.
She right now.
Okay. I'll cover that one for her. She'll take the next one. This is a request for the board to accept the grant agreement and acceptance of the award. One of our teachers at Natchez Early College, Ms. Janie Lyons, who teaches biology, wrote a project for Donors Choose, which is a crowdfunding platform that allows teachers to present projects to the public, and the public decides whether or not they're going to support that particular project by making donations or purchases of the items that are requested. And so Ms. Ryan's project, making hydrogen gas, a lesson in conservation of mass. And so that project has been approved and funded with a value of $565. And there's a list of those items that are donated with this particular award. And so it's a recommendation that the board approves that we accept the award.
So moved. Second.
Been moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Okay, 8.6. 8.6,
Mr. James, members of the board, Mr. Mark LaFrancis has made a request, that the district loans, a mural that is now, a part of a part of the district. This is mural, displays, Tuskegee Airmen, and I'll display for you, this particular, mural. Until he mentioned it, I had never seen it, but it is a beautiful, mural. And so he is requesting that the district loans this particular mural, to his organization, the Natchez Military Museum, which is now located at 107 Jefferson Davis Boulevard here in Natchez, Mississippi. So it is the recommendation that we loan this particular mural to the Natchez Military Museum.
So moved.
Will allow him to display it for a set amount of time.
Yeah, that's,
Second.
okay. I was gonna ask about the time, the time. We're gonna get it back.
We're gonna get
Oh,
Yes.
But it's just crazy that, Tuskegee Airmen was in the 40s. And we had Elmer's glue and a bottle of water in the picture. Y'all can't see it, I can.
That's in front of the mural. That is in front of the mural.
Oh, they took a picture. Oh, okay. We're moving second.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Uh,
Somebody took a picture,
I don't know.
like.
And so just some background, the mural was painted by Mr. Leon Howard.
Oh,
And the original request was that the mural be displayed at the new Natchez High School. But because of the weight of it, we just have to figure out how to do that. Because it is heavy. Yes, sir.
Well, that's a wonderful, if y'all haven't seen that Apple Plus TV on the airmen and the masters of the air. And it at the, toward the end of the war, it has the Tuskegee Airmen and the relationship there. It's well worth watching that series, Master of the Air. All of our students should see it because to understand the importance of the Tuskegee Air.
We never able to see the signs of the high school. Yeah. Yeah. 8.7.
8.7 is a recommendation that the board approves, a memorandum of understanding between Alcorn State and the Natchez-Adams School District. Dr. Ravola, am I pronouncing that correctly? Dr. Ravola of Alcorn State University has secured a grant entitled Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which will help to deliver nutrition education and obesity prevention programs to help people live healthier lives. And so she wants to partner with the Natchez-Adams School District in order to provide those educational opportunities for our community.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Right here you said ASU Party B school. Then you got Head Start. So,
Say it again now.
okay, in that Article 2, you got, this agreement seeks to enhance the ability of both agencies, ASU and Part B schools at Head Start. So how does Head Start,
We need to make that correction. That's
that's why I
it's for
said,
Natchez
the
Adams School
Head
District.
Start,
No, ma'am, most just does. So that was my error.
oh, okay.
So that should say ASU and Natchez-Adams School District, we're the agency.
Okay, okay.
We will
So
make that
moved.
correction.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Yes, I do.
All in favor?
No, I know about the SNAP Youth program, because it all falls for the School of Agriculture.
But
Yes,
you
it
need
does.
to, you need to
I know,
recuse
so you
yourself.
No, I don't.
I'm asking, does anybody need to recuse themselves?
Oh, yeah. That's about the School of Agriculture.
Huh?
I recuse myself. That's at the School of Ag, and I work for the School of Ag.
So moved.
So,
What are you,
y'all have to recuse yourselves as
No, I
well.
don't work.
Okay, all
you
right.
done?
No.
Alright, so,
She gets a season.
I work for the
Okay.
School of Ag.
so, Who did what?
I did it, and I wasn't supposed to.
Okay,
But
you-
I'll make the motion.
Okay, we need to.
I move that we approve the MOU between, Natchez School District and Alcorn.
Second.
so it's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Four. One repeat. You got that?
You looking up, I don't know what's going through your head, but let's move on.
It's fine.
8.8.
8.8 is a recommendation that the Board of Trustees approve the 2024 Administrative Summer Retreat. This is a part of our ongoing initiative to work and develop our school administrators as instructional leaders. As you're aware, last year, we've had administrative retreats for several years now. Last year, our retreat was 4 days long. This year, we will have a 2-day retreat. Again, with the focus on instructional leadership, we'll use this opportunity to talk about data, to set some expectations for the upcoming school year, and help our administrators be prepared for the opening days.
So where would you all retreat be?
We'll return back to Jackson, to the Jackson R&D Center. And the funding source will be federal programs.
Okay. So,
Okay, moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Fair
Oh,
and
next
five.
time you can have it all.
One. I
okay.
heard that.
8.9.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the board,
All right.
superintendent, and, council, all other administrative staff. What we have here is the bid opening for depository services. We are required to advertise for our depository bids at the meetings. The current bank depository agreement began July 1st, 21, and will expire June 30, 2024. Permission was granted on February 20th to advertise for depository services. The advertisement ran for 2 consecutive weeks, that's April 17th and April 24th, 2024. The new bank depository agreement will begin on July 1st, 2024, and will expire on June 30th, 2027. Before we get to the recommendation, the ones that have received, the business office has received only one depository bid, RFP, for renewal. Today was the deadline through October 21st. May 21st, 10 a.m. And Home Bank is the one bid received thus far. I'll check it and make sure it's all proper forms and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, you can do that a little better.
Yeah, it's.
There it is,
Oh,
right there.
yeah. Thank you so much.
You know, they invented tools.
Thank you. You're right. Absolutely.
Don't stare at yourself.
Oh, you're right. Be careful. All those numbers calling out me. Yes, sir. So, appears to be on a proper form and everything. So I would like for the board to give us a chance to review it. I know we just got one. It's the first time this has happened since I've been here so far.
I'll offer a motion to table the bid, recommendation, review.
Okay.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Fair and five. Okay. 8.11.
Good afternoon again. What you should see before you is, a proposal for a student continued enrollment guidelines. So what we have found is that, students need to have a high level of self-discipline to succeed in the early college program. And what we have found, over the past couple of years is that when students start to show signs of struggles in the 9th and the 10th grade, in the 11th and 12th grade, it becomes increasingly difficult for them to be successful at Natchez-Adams College. So in an effort to ensure that we continue to have a positive working relationship with Colleen and let them know that we are sending them a strong caliber of students, we wanna put these guidelines in place, for students to be able to, retain enrollment at Natchez-Adams College. So do y'all have any questions about the guidelines?
Which guy, are you,
Right here.
Go through those.
Okay, I'll go
Two
through
bullet
them.
points.
Okay, so,
I mean, the basic points you have to go through.
Yeah, it's just two of them.
yeah, just two. So basically, for 9th and 10th grade students, if they, fail a class, and by fail, we're setting that standard at a D or an F. So if they receive a D or an F in a high school or a college class, our plan is for them to be enrolled in that Natchez High School. In the 11th and 12th grade, we'll give a student an opportunity to make a D or F in one class and place them on academic probation, where they will have meetings with the parents, the student, and weekly check-ins with the counselor. And if they fail a subsequent class after that, they will be enrolled at Natchez High School. Because like I said, students that we have allowed to remain at Natchez Early College, we have seen that they've struggled a lot if they start to show those signs in the 9th grade. And although we want the students to enroll in the 9th grade to complete the program, we feel that we kind of do them a disservice sometimes by letting them stay, and they're not ready for that level of rigor.
Let me ask this question, what's the criteria now? Is there a criteria?
Well, it's not a guideline like this. We have had students that have been unenrolled from the program, and they have had to go to Natchez High School. But normally, if they fail class in the 9th or the 10th grade, we will allow them to stay. And that's what we're kind of seeing, those same kids as a pattern. They continue to.
But how are they selected?
Oh, how are they selected?
Yes.
Okay, so we look at their GPAs, and we request their GPAs are 3.0 or close to a 3.0. We look at their attendance records, their data. We look at the reading and math screening to see are they on grade level. So there's a lot of criteria that we look at for students to gain enrollment. But a lot of times, even the students that have made the straight A's and the B's, they still get there because you have to be self-disciplined. You know, in the 9th grade, you're starting to take college classes, and nobody's gonna, hold your hand and constantly remind you of those things. So some of those students that do have the ability to meet all of those criteria for enrollment, at some point or another, they show that they're just not ready for this type of environment.
Ms. Jackson and her team have a very strong wraparound support process in place for those students who have demonstrated that they're having different challenges. There are weekly meetings with the student, there are weekly check-ins with the parents, they're monitoring grades, they're providing the additional academic supports. But for some of our students, for one reason or another, as she said, some of them just continue to struggle. As you all know, that the guidelines say that if you take college courses and they don't pass, then parents are responsible for reimbursement for those courses. Unfortunately, we have some students who have just not hit the target that they need, and so we don't want to place our children in circumstances where they're not successful, and we also don't want to place our parents in a predicament where they are burdened financially.
And I've heard from some of the co-ed professors too that, it's, if they've got one or two that are less mature, that don't really belong there, it's difficult and not good for the overall program.
And we are addressing
So
that.
I'm
Yes.
very happy about putting those requirements in place, because there are just some kids that are not mature enough to be in a college classroom.
I move for approval of the student enrollment guidelines.
Second.
Been moved and second, all in favor? Passes 5-0. 8.12.
8.12 is a recommendation that the board approves the request for the use of facility for the Natchez High School cheer team for their Little Pup cheer camp. This is a camp that they host each year. It's one of their fundraising initiatives. And so that particular event will be hosted June 10th through the 14th. So this recommendation, the board approves this request.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and second, all in favor? Passes 5-0. 8.13.
8.13 is the request, recommendation that the board approves the lease between Natchez-Adams School District and River Ridge Behavioral Health for AOP at Freshman Academy. As I spoke with the board on last month, we already have an MOU for services with River Ridge Behavioral Services. They took the place of Southwest, Mental Health. And so now they are working in partnership with the youth court, Adams County Youth Court, that they will house AOP, offer adolescents offender program for those students who are currently under the supervision of youth court. They provide support services to those students. It will be housed in Natchez Christian Academy. It's a wing near the right side of the building where they've held AOP before. It is after school, normal school hours. They normally start, I think, around about 4 o'clock.
So have, I guess, the particular location has been already set aside?
Yes.
And groups
Yes.
reviewed it? Okay.
It's already.
I move that we approve this under the condition that you spell my name right.
Your name.
Probably at the bottom where I have to sign.
I second, I take.
Your name don't be spelled
We'll
right.
make that correction.
All in second, all in.
Got new bill.
You got what?
I got new bill.
Well,
I might be looking for some
either
more new bill.
you not spelling his name right,
That's
your
right.
name
I'm gonna
right.
take and spell it and put it in his pocket.
You want your first name?
Get a first name.
Yeah.
And she's not hyphenated. Correct.
You should take that out, we still know what she
Don't worry about the first
Just make
name.
it easy. L and do one, them all them L's.
There's 2 of them.
We know who's your number one.
Yeah, J.
Number one.
Well, you gonna spell my name right
Who's
though.
second?
Yeah. Who's second?
I think I did, didn't
If I say I'm gonna give L $200 to just get L.
I? These sidebars gotta go.
Okay, I wouldn't give you $200 for one L.
Sidebars have to go ahead
Oh,
and talk to each
okay.
other.
We were trying to get her name right, I'm trying to get her out with her name. She been doing it wrong all this time. Okay. All right, administrative report, review of handbooks. Yeah.
Mr. James, members of the board, you just have for your information and review of the 2024-25 handbook, employee handbooks, crisis management handbook, athletic handbook, band, dance, color guard, constitution, and the student discipline manual.
All them books,
All this,
It's just for review.
where they at?
They're
Fine.
here. All in.
Look, shh.
You need copies?
I might need some copies.
they right there.
Yes, I need some copies.
We'll get copies.
Okay.
Good afternoon again. You do have copies of the student discipline matrix in your binder, and we are asking for your strong support in reviewing this because we have experienced some things this year that caused us to come back to the table and realize we needed to put some specifics in place that we can begin the school year with. So those additions and changes were made to the handbook to kind of circumvent some of the problems we were having with the uptick in fights that we were experiencing. When things happened in the community, they started bringing it to school. And with
Ms. Rivers, when do they go over that handbook?
during orientation,
There's an okay.
during orientation, and then at the beginning of school, each teacher will review it with the students. The first 2 weeks and then periodically throughout the
Is there
year.
any parents ever see that and have to like sign something that says they've seen it? Do we have that
Well,
process in
it's-
place?
It's actually, it used to be a form in the handbook that acknowledged that you have received it. Is it still, is that
Yes.
page still there?
Yes.
Okay, so they do have a signature page, so we need to put that in place, that they return that.
Absolutely. 'Cause I think, yeah.
We can put that in place.
And I
next
think
year.
it's also good if the student signs something that, that makes that commitment to an honor code and some things like that, to a citizenship type
We had a
contract.
school parent and student compact at one point, so
Let
we
me
made.
ask this
we put
question,
that
do we
in
have an
place.
orientation, with the parents and teachers, parents and administration too?
Yes.
This is something that needs to be set aside besides everything else. They need to have maybe a learning session with the handbooks.
Yes.
We had to do that. But just a session with parents and administrators, because you give them a handbook and tell them to read, sign, and return. They're not gonna read it, they're gonna sign it and return it. But if you do an orientation with them, you can ensure it.
Yeah.
You've gone over this with them, so it won't be any questions.
Maybe something to be set aside at the convocation.
We're actually on the same page, because we do an orientation and we highlight the dress code, report times, expectations, but we do not go into detail with the discipline matrix. So that was actually something that I added in the PowerPoint for the upcoming orientation to make sure we highlight.
With the discipline being so high, now, I think it needs to short of a one-on-one.
We just need
Some of these,
to,
some of these parents just need to go back to school.
we need to just make sure we are all showing a unified
Right.
front.
But also, you know, my idea is to add something in there that talks about responsibility and citizenship to the school. You know, I mean, not just, well, if you don't do this, we're gonna, you know, just the discipline. But if we can just up our game a little bit to say, you know, this is a new high school, this is your community, this is gonna follow you for the rest of your life. Have some pride in what you do, you know, in other words, being a citizen, especially, you know, at the high school where, you know, in other words, kind of like you would do at a college, whereas, you know, you're now reached a place that we're expecting you to act like an adult, and to be an adult and to be a citizen of this community. And, you know, we can't stress this enough.
I agree, and I know that Mrs. Reynolds and her staff have worked very hard to support our students in improving their social skills, their conflict resolution skills. It's my understanding that they've seen some positive impact from those sessions, and I believe that she is interested in starting those sessions earlier in the school year in order to avoid, so that we are being proactive and not reactive. I will say two things. One of the things that one of the concerns that our teachers had when we did our community conversations was discipline. It was high on their list, and we wanted to make certain that we gave them voice into this process. And so the discipline matrices that you are reviewing were developed in partnership with those teachers. So Mr. Fields led sessions with the teachers on the elementary level and the secondary level were brought in, allowed to review those matrices and to give input into changes. The second is want you to be aware in the grade 7 through 12 matrix, there is a requested revision. Now for fights, currently on current discipline matrix, the consequence is 9-day suspensions with a possible placement at alternative school. This year, upcoming school year, we are requesting that the first offense, it is automatic alternative placement for 30 days. For a second fight, it is 45-day placement or a recommendation for expulsion. We just have to create a safe environment at that high school. Mrs. Reynolds can attest that we've had students who have come back to her and say, hey, well, this group of students fought and they were allowed to come back to school, so I fought. Why can't I come back to school? So we want to have a consistent process with students understanding that we're expecting a safe community at our secondary schools, and if that code of conduct or code of expectations is violated, there is a consequence that will follow.
Okay, please don't forget about the police officer.
We have not forgotten about the police.
Okay.
Would it be, could you all, either you, Zandra, and Front, make a, summarize the changes that we're going to this year, or what you're proposing this year versus what it has been in the past, and simplify it where we could look at it and see what changes are being recommended.
Page 16 is the only change on the secondary level.
Pardon?
Or page 16, that is the only change on the secondary level, is for fights.
Oh, that's the only.
That's the only change.
And what we noticed, the students were okay with getting 9 days. They would, like they said, well, I'll take the 9, but they didn't want those 30. And we ran into some situations where with the current alternative setting could not accommodate, so we had to do some things differently. And it caused students to come back or, they didn't get as much time, and we noticed the fights increased. But when we quickly announced that the 30 was back in place, they stopped fighting on campus.
You know-
Going to the community, they stopped fighting on
Do we
campus.
have an honor, an oath, or anything that you stand and you, something? I mean, you could develop an oath that, I mean, it does, as corny as this sounds, when you say things like, I swear, you know, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, and have each one of them make that statement in a group among their peers, sometimes those things actually help. I always liked it when we had honor codes back in the day, for plagiarism and those sorts of academic honesty. I thought it was better when students made those things and signed things and made oaths. So think about
Why don't
what
we
we
do
might develop, something that would be, something else to do.
Why can't we ask you, why can't we ask you all to, at some point further down the line, develop something kind of
Yes, sir.
along the lines that she's talking about?
Yes, sir.
Because I think many years ago, I know some people started doing it with their children. You know, individually, to try to get their children to sign a contract or whatever the case may be, say, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna. And so I think it was helpful. It doesn't eliminate everything, but it's helpful. So I think something's sweet together, I mean, along with what Dr. Bunch is referring to, would probably help some of the kids.
Yeah, maybe just a sort of a upbeat kind of allegiance to good citizenship, affirmation of citizenship and being a part of Natchez High, yeah.
And when I was in school, we used to give away a citizen of the year, of the week or something like that. We used to have citizens.
They do that in preschool.
They do it in preschool, but we used to do it in the 12th grade.
Yeah.
In our assembly program.
We still acknowledge black students every month.
Huh?
We still acknowledge students every month.
Okay.
But there was a
There was a
citizenship.
citizenship thing.
And often it got some student, often a citizenship award
Right.
was that student that was sort of, you know,
Right.
not recognized in other areas, but
What didn't happen
they were
was
always
ours first.
there.
Right.
They were always there.
That's
and
correct.
did the
Well, I
thing.
had a classmate named Billy Williams, and he was good citizen of the week. He had a whole badge on and tell on everybody for that whole week.
Yeah.
You know that?
That was him.
Look at what? And you moved on.
Yeah.
Come back to the top.
But the thing that we have, different generation around here, they have this called notification, they not gonna
I
tell.
know it.
We're gonna get another code together.
I'm telling you, they will not tell because they, I'm not snitching, that's what they want to say, I'm not snitching. It's not that you're being a snitch, you're protecting yourself, protecting others, so we need to know these things, but
Let me ask you
they have
this
no
question,
snitch
Ms.
code.
Reynolds, as far as the cell phones and personal devices. What also do you have in place in case they have it on, a fight break out, and they take a video and post it on social media?
If we can identify who is recording, they'll issue consequences. Now,
So it
there's
is some sort of consequence.
Yes, that's already, that's what.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
If somebody records a fight,
It's not illegal now, is it?
no, it was on the news last week.
Is it being
So,
advertised on YouTube?
It was on the news.
So it's illegal because, well, it's a violation of our policy because our policy says during the school hours, you cannot have your cell phone off.
Period.
So the moment that they take it out,
Right.
they are violating the school.
But I thought you were saying that implying that
I
somebody recording something.
I see
before
that.
she did it.
But
Okay.
that should be something additional too, because then it's spreading on social media.
Correct, it's in there, cyberbullying, it's in there.
Right.
And then there's also the family privacy law that prevents any sort of identifying information for students being distributed. And so that is a violation of law too.
Okay.
Okay.
We
And
got- we
also,
got
let's not forget teachers. I'd like for teachers to think that they also have a responsibility to be good citizens. And that would include social media, that you don't run down things needlessly. I'm not trying to censor anybody, but just an upbeat thing that says, you know, we want to provide, we want to show the dignity of an educational process and an educational environment as part of what we agreed to do, and this is part of our job.
We just don't need to cross the line and out with freedom of speech.
Yes.
No, I know that.
You know how things happen at school and, you know, you want to showcase this and this while you're working, but actually you're not supposed to do that because you have to get approval to post kids online.
So we work with, when we identify those persons, because what we redirected everyone, even myself, everything goes through the district page, and then we share from the district page. So it's not me personally who's promoting. So when we find instances like that, we do reach out to their employees and say, hey, this is the proper way to do it. Send your pictures to PR, and then PR will post them for you.
Okay.
But university handbooks talk about faculty and the responsibility of faculty to uphold, you know, a dignified standard in the community.
So we
I
have,
don't think that's
yes, ma'am.
against their speech, right?
Okay. 9.2, Ms. Butler.
Good afternoon, Mr. James, members of the board. I'm Superintendent McDonald Green, other central office leadership director. For your review is the ESSA Federal Programs Overview, and this is ESSA 3. Normally, I just present this information and then stop. However, I want you all to pay close attention to the column entitled Instructional. And I want you to please know that Dr. Morrison, the academic coaches, the other central office leadership, McDonald Green, Mr. Fields, have worked extremely close with principals to ensure students were afforded the opportunity for after-school tutorial and remediation. Those ESSER dollars were well spent on providing our students the academic support needed because we are still experiencing a learning loss. So I would like to applaud my colleague, Dr. Morrison, for leading this endeavor and bringing me a timesheet every other week to ensure those staff were paid for the support provided to those students during school and after school. Additionally, please know that Dr. Morrison, the superintendent, Mr. Fields, principals, academic coaches, worked closely with teachers to provide professional development. Because in addition to teachers supporting students, it's so important that we support teachers. So again, another area that we should be extremely proud of in knowing that our tax dollars, that ESSER allocation was spent to support students and their continued learning loss. As it states on the document, the grant ends September 30th, 2024, and what you're viewing currently is the remaining balances as of April 30th, 2024. However, a bit of good news. If we have entered into a contract, and it has to be only a contract for services with a focus on construction, USDE, the United States Department of Education, has extended our liquidation. So we have to obligate those funds by, September 30th, 2024. However, the service can, continue until January 2026. So it gives us an opportunity for any, construction services that we are undertaking. We have until January 2026 for the completion of that contractual agreement. Any questions?
No.
Thank you.
And I just wanna, you said thank everybody, thank y'all, thank you.
Okay. We'll talk more about this. Board calendar, anything need to be changed or added, give the secretary. And the superintendent. Yeah, anything?
Just two things. Mr. Fields will pass out to you one, just to give you an update on the Natchez High School project. We are rounding the corner to closing out the project. A walkthrough of the facility was conducted approximately about 3 weeks ago, to determine whether or not the punch list items had been addressed. In speaking with Keith, our project manager with Volker, those punch list items have been addressed. We are currently awaiting the architect to release their final documents for the general contractor regarding the project. We've been given an estimated time of completion by the end of this week. After that point, there are some items that Mrs. Reynolds has continued to update us about regarding the facility. And talking with our project manager, these items are now warranty items versus being punch list items. So there's just some things that are still under warranty that we have to continue to address. Once we receive those final documents from the architect, then the general contractor has to respond to the information that is presented by that contractor, and then the board will proceed from that point. The second update is regarding the 23-24 Literacy-Based Promotion Act. As you are aware, third grade students across the state participated in the initial administration of the LBPA, or what is called third grade reading gate. And so I present to you, share here on the screen, our ratings. As you see for McLaurin, for the initial administration, 61% of the students at McLaurin met the requirements. That's 59 of their 96 students. For Morgantown, 57.7%, or 41 of their 71 students met the cut score. For West Elementary, 60.7% of their students, which is 37 of 61 students, met the requirements. For the district, 60.1% of our students met the score requirement. That's 137 students of our 228 third graders. And so at the second column from the last column to the right, for the 22-23 baseline, we gave you an indication of the idea of what those initial administration passing score rates were last year, just to give a comparison. Do remember that we are not comparing student to student, because this is a different cohort of students. But we want to measure and to track our progress to getting more students towards meeting that minimum requirement for the third grade score. At the bottom, to give you an idea of what our trajectory has been over the last several years, for our school district for 2018, 2019, prior to COVID, we were at 56.5% of students meeting the score requirements. For the first administration, for 22, 23, 56.8, and we are currently at, as a district, 60.1. So there is growth there. We just believe that we have the right team of third grade teachers, and with our upcoming changes that we have, the board has approved, we expect that number to increase. Okay?
Okay.
Any questions? Thank you.
Okay, anything from the school board member, Dr. Wright?
Yeah. The 2023-2024 school year is about to end. So all I wanna do is wish everybody a safe and wonderful summer break. Please be safe, so we'll see you back here next year.
Mr. Wick,
No, sir. Got nothing to
Dr.
say.
Blunt,
No comment.
Ms. Ware,
Yeah.
I don't have anything. Okay, now we can go to.
Off the motion. I'll offer a motion, we have a closed determination.
Second.
We've been moving second, all in favor?
Uh,
Close determination.